Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Troller. 1972 to 1975.
Game 287, A's at Braves.
Welcome back, baseball fans. 1972-75 carryover league. We've got our final interleague battle, and it happens to be a first place teams in their divisions a year ago. The Oakland A's at the Atlanta Braves. Oakland A's, we know all about this timeline. They're the dynasty team, best team in the major leagues. Atlanta had a first place finish a year ago with an incredible, powerful offense, stable, quality pitching, and got past the New York Mets. Phillies nipped them in the playoffs as a wild card, but this year, it's funny. We just played a series between the Giants, the Bay Area, and Baltimore, and we're going cross country again with the Bay Area Oakland A's. This time against Atlanta, and it's the same kind of thing. The West Coast team is dominating this year, and the East Coast team is struggling to parrot what we just finished with Baltimore and San Francisco. Let's go just take a look at Game 1. We open up in Oakland. The Braves send their ace, Phil Niekro, out there against Catfish Hunter, and there's a difference of aces in this sport, folks. That's all I can tell you. There is your Jim Palmers and Catfish Hunters and Tom Seavers, Don Suttons, Gaylord Perry's, Wilbur Woods, the starter 9 aces. And Phil Niekro is fine. He is, but he just doesn't... he just puts too many men on base compared to those other guys I mentioned. And Oakland's well aware of that, and they just bury him early in this thing. Single, 2 out, double by Bando. Single, walk, 2-run single, Mike Hegan. Single, double, single. 2-run homer, Gene Tennis. This thing's over pretty early. And then they beat up on the Atlanta bullpen. This game ends with Gene Tennis playing second base and Larry Brown playing shortstop just to rotate players around and give them some playing time. It's a laugher. All the Atlanta offense is, of course, the long ball. That's your only chance of beating Catfish Hunter, like 3-2. You get a 2-run homer by Johnny Oates in that, and a solo homer by Darrell Evans off Catfish Hunter. That's 3 runs, but you just... Niekro's final line, 6 innings, 14 hits, 8 runs, a walk and 5 Ks. It's a mismatch. And the Atlanta Braves struggles this year. They got the first place schedule. They snuck up on everybody a year ago, but now they're dealing with the first place schedule. And Oakland went to the World Series 2 years ago, went to the playoffs last year, didn't make it back to the World Series. They're really pissed off about that. And they've just been roaring this year, right out of the gate in March and April, and they're just going to try and go pole to pole and really do something those Oakland A's never did, like put up a winning percentage like a 105 win team would. I mean, those Oakland A teams won like 90-something games, but this Oakland A team is, wow. I mean, they're cherry-picked for success. Let's just say that mildly. Let's look at the overall standings before we go to Game 2 as well. Oakland has the best record in baseball, 15-5, just a shade better than the San Francisco Giants. A Bay Area World Series is very up there on the list. It's a high chance right now, winning percentage-wise. The best 2 records in their leagues. American League has closed the gap to -4 in interleague play. Atlanta struggles in the East. They're still in there, but the Mets have come back after a disappointing 2023 and are better in 2024. And they have a 2.5 game lead over Phillies and Braves and an easy schedule. So the Mets, this is what happens. The Mets have an easy schedule. The Braves have a tough one. So the results from a year ago are kind of flipped. And we have a game 2 in Atlanta. And oh boy, folks, boy, pre-game batting practice. Reggie Jackson was looking at those outfield walls, the shoebox, the launching pad in Fulton County Stadium. And I'm telling you, Reggie hit some bombs out in pregame. I know Bando Tennis, they love swinging the bat in this little ballpark. Today's pitching matchup, we could have a lot of home runs today. The Braves, of course, have the 3 guys with 40 of them. But before we get to that, the pitchers are left-handers. Ken Holtzman, 19-game winner in 72, arguably his best year in the dynasty, with a 2.51 ERA and 265 innings. And Atlanta will send George Stone out there. George pitched for the Braves and the Mets in this era. He was a Met in 73, actually, with a 12-3 record, 2.80 ERA. Mets could not keep him because they had too many lefties. They had Matlack, Kuzman, and Tug McGraw. Stone could not be preserved. Atlanta scooped in and got him. Kenny Holtzman versus George Stone. Game 2. The home team won the game 1. Last series, Baltimore and San Francisco, that streak was broken, but Oakland continued it. It's up to the Braves to get another home win here to force a rubber match back in the Bay Area. Let's get started from Fulton County Stadium. Leading off for Oakland, it's Bert Campaneris. 54 pops the second. Larry Brown, 63, second X. This is Davey Johnson, a 3E34, makes the play. And Joe Rudy, 38, bouncer to short. Darrell Evans in the leadoff spot now. Braves have juggled their lineup. 66 is a base hit off of Holtzman. Rico Cardi batting second. He's got a lot of walks with this particular card. 2-6, single dot. 2-1 for Hot Atlanta, and it's Ralph Garr. 2-5, oh boy, 4-6-3 double play. That's disappointing. Runner at third, 2 outs for Hank Aaron. 3-10 is a walk. 2 on, 2 outs, Dusty Baker. 1-5, flies to left. Atlanta squanders the opportunity. 3 base runners and a double play in there. Reggie Jackson, 5-10, catcher's X. Catcher Casanova, 3-16, makes the play. Sal Bando, 4-10, pops the second. And Mike Hegan, 34, grounds the third. Oakland's been tamed thus far. Davey Johnson, 4-11, left X. Rudy's a 1E2 in left field. Good luck with that. Paul Casanova, 3-10, flies to left. Mike Andrews, 59, rolls to second base. Top of the third, Gene Tennis, 56. Bouncer to short. Today's shortstop, Bobby Floyd, 3E40 at short. Not a highlight of the Atlanta roster, his shortstop position. Claudell Washington, 2-9, bounces to short. And Pat Corrales, 67, and there is a base hit. The first one of the day for Oakland, breaking the no-no after 8 straight. 2 outs, back up to Bert Campaneris. 38 is single dot dot. And with 2 outs, it's Larry Brown. 3-11 skies to center field. Stone gets out of the jam. Bottom of the third, Bobby Floyd. 1-5, bouncer to short. Darrell Evans, 49. Double one, single. No, it's double. Gets the double. Stretches it, legs it out, hustles into second base. Lazy throw back into the infield there from Claudio Washington. Runner at second, 1 out. And it's Rico Cardi. 38, bouncer to short. Runner holds over there. And with 2 outs, Ralph Garr. 44, center X. You've got, Claudell Washington, 47 in center field. Should get the run in. He does. It's 2 base error. Not a good inning for him defensively. 1-0 Hot Atlanta, unearned run, 2 outs, Hank Aaron. 6-11, pitcher X, Holtzman, E6. A's pitchers can even field their positions. But look at the error. Tough break there for Kenny. Another back-to-back errors for sloppy Oakland here. Fell asleep on the plane from Oakland to Atlanta and haven't woken up yet. Dusty Baker, 1-3. Lies to right. Not much damage, just a 1-0. In the fourth, it's Joe Rudy. 1-7 for Rudy is triple. 1-9. A 3-base hit for Joe. One of his 9 triples in 1972. You forget how quick the guy was. Not a base stealer, but a fast guy. Outstanding defensive player. Runner at third. It'll be Reggie. I don't know how you want to do this. I guess you could bring it up. Trying to protect the lead. We'll do that. 48. Sac fly to center field. That's a moot point. We're tied at 1. Sal Bando. 33. Rolls a short. And Mike Hegan, 58. It's a strikeout. So leadoff triple, and he scores. 1-1, bottom of the 4th. Davey Johnson, 6'11", pitcher X. Holtzman's an E6. Makes the play this time. Casanova, right X. Reggie's out there. A 2E9. Makes the catch. Mike Andrews, 4'10", lines the first. 1-1 in the 5th. Crisp game. Gene Tennis, 69, second X. Davey Johnson, 334. Defense is holding up for the most part. Surviving some errors. Claudel Washington, 57, is a K. Pat Corrales, 46, center. You know, I will say that they're not that great against lefties. They put Larry Brown and Pat Corrales in the lineup, and some of their hitters are much better against righties. So that could be something that teams will try and do in the playoffs against Oakland. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay. Atlanta. It'll be Bobby Floyd leading off. 311. Oh, let's take a look at the Bobby Floyd card. Haven't seen many cards in this one. So let's just kind of go wild card and find you know, one of those extra players that gets added late in the draft. Atlanta needed a shortstop versus lefties. Here's Bobby Floyd, a Kansas City Royal in 1972. He hits 179, but he gets in our league. He serves a purpose. So kind of what I was saying during the draft. You just got to get the fit. And Atlanta really just needed a guy to play all 3 infield positions versus lefties, starting at shortstop, be put in case of injury. And there wasn't a lot of guys like that available, and so Floyd made the roster. 311, 118, and there's your Bobby Floyd moment. He gets a base hit. Good for him. He could be the winning run, for all we know, in a pivotal moment of our interleague and overall league standings. Darrell Evans, 111 is a walk. 2 on. Rico Cardi, 110, base hit right field. Floyd is a 12, won't take on Reggie's -5. Holtzman clearly distracted with a hit that started the inning. He's had a good season for Oakland, but not today. He's running into trouble here in the 5th. And all you have is Ralph Garr and his gaudy 353 average. Let's take a look with the bases loaded, no one out. At Ralph Garr, batting 3rd. He's batted 1st, batted 2nd. Move him around. You got Evans and Cardi with a ton of walks on their cards. You'd like to have Garr knock those guys in as opposed to leading off. He only had 28 walks and 606 at-bats. Not an ideal leadoff hitter. You'd like to have him bat with some ducks in the pond. Plus, he had 17 triples and 11 homers, winning the batting title in 1974. A bunter. Infield's up, bases loaded. Here's your pitch to Ralph Garr. 1-2. Hit by pitch. Oh, at least it wasn't a Lomax. That would have been a disaster. Your bases loaded, hit by pitch. Ouch. 2-1 hot Atlanta, and they got it going in the 5th. Hank Aaron with the bases loaded, playing back, hoping for a double play. 47 is a strikeout. Now you got Dusty Baker doing the same thing, playing back, hoping for a double play. 2-7, no such thing. Dusty Baker, double 1-4 is a single dot, and Atlanta has a 3-run inning, and it's 4-1. Runners on the corners, 1 out. They're going to bring it up now for Davey Johnson. 45 pops to short. 2 outs, Paul Casanova. 112, roller to short. Well, Atlanta breaks through finally in the 5th. They have a 4-1 lead. Can they hold on in interleague? George Stone is a starter 7. We know all about Atlanta's closer. Tom House is outstanding. And here we go to the top of the 6th. And this will be a test for your big bad Oakland A's. You know, can they come back? And I don't doubt they can. Campanera, 63. Second X. 3. Second baseman makes the play. Larry Brown, 34. Lines the third. Joe Rudy, 66. It's base hit. Reggie Jackson, 34. Rolls to short. George Stone doing what Phil Niekro could not do. Contain and neutralize Oakland through 6 frames. 4-1 game. Bottom of the 6th. It's Mike Andrews. 1-7's a walk. Bobby Floyd started the rally. 6-10. Center X. Claudel Washington, 4-7 in center. That's going to be a single dot. Starting to get away here from Kenny Holtzman. On the corners, I'll play back with no one out. 2-9 is a K. We'll play it up with 1 out for Rico Cardi. 5-10, you got the catcher's X. Tennis, 47. Probably will get a pass ball here. And they get a wild pitch. That will score an unearned run. It is now 5-1. And it's Ralph Garth, runner at second. 65, Sky's the center. Not Kenny Holtzman's day. 5-1. Top of the 7th inning. Sal Bando. 55, rolls to second. Mike Egan, 1-8. Grounds to short. With 2 outs. Gene Tennis, 67. There's a base hit. Claudel Washington. 1-7's a base hit. Now the number 9 hitter and probably the final batter for Stone before the A's turn the lineup around is Pat Corrales. Here's the pitch to Pat Corrales. 45. Off the Stone card is a sky to center field. That'll be his day. And it's a 5-1 game. Stretch time here in hot Atlanta in the dirty South. We often play Little Feat for Brave games. That their debut 71 LP, but we did something different. This is a new title. Royal Trucks, a band from the 90s. They were inspired by Little Feat's early 71 masterpiece to put this record out with a similar style. I'll throw down one of the tunes. This one's called Lights on the Levee. Has a little bit of that slide guitar feel of the Little Feat band. 5-1, bottom of the 7th. We're going to have some changes in this one. Kenny Holtzman's going to leave after 6. Dave Hamilton's going to come trotting in out of the Oakland bullpen. And George Stone will leave after 7, after allowing a couple base runners. But first, Dave Hamilton will come in the bottom of the 7th. Hamilton for Oakland was 7-4, 3.15 ERA in 117 innings for Oakland. Got himself a World Series ring. The old face, Hank Aaron. 38 is a single. 38, excuse me. Let me look a little closer. Single 1-2, line out the rest, and he lines out on a 4. Dusty Baker, 53. Left X, you got Rudy, a 1-2. Makes the catch. Davey Johnson, 2-5, grounds to short. 5-1 into the 8th. Bob Miller, former Pirate, would have won the 71 World Series for them. He was still with the Pirates in 72. 5-2, 2.67 ERA. Pirates had the best record in baseball in 72. Probably one of the best bullpens in baseball in 72, joining Ramon Hernandez and Dave Justy, all with sub-2 ERAs. Here, Atlanta found him, picked him up to continue his career. He's pretty old by now. Nice card, though, for Bob. He'll try and help preserve a 5-1 victory if he can, with Tom House available, if needed. Top of the lineup for the A's, it's Bert Campaneris. 53, right X. Ralph Garza, 49 in right field. They don't have much defense help for him. And he makes the grab. That's a big out off a 4 outfielder trying to protect the lead. Larry Brown. Who's available as a pinch hitter? They're going to have a pinch hitter here. It'll be Rusty Torres. Will bat. 65. Sky's the center. 2 outs. And Joe Rudy. 2-7. Joe Rudy Bounce to the short. So Oakland wasted all their lumber and batting practice. And I've only scored once on a triple by Rudy in this one. My goodness, folks. Bottom of the 8th inning. Dave Hamilton will continue. Paul Casanova is the batter. 49, base hit. Mike Andrews, 67 is a K. Bobby Floyd, 1-7 is a K. And Darrell Evans, 2-4. Flies to right. Nice couple innings for Dave Hamilton, keeping it a winnable comeback. 5-1, 9th. Atlanta really needs this. They really need a victory here. They need to hold on to this 4-run lead. Middle of the Oakland lineup, Bob Miller will start the inning. If he gets into trouble, we have Tom House. I'm not going to give him a long leash either. It'll be Reggie leading off. 4-9 for Reggie's a walk. Well, none of those pitchers were anywhere close to the strike zone. But still, with a 4-run lead, you just don't want to walk anybody. Reggie takes off for second without a throw from the catcher. And it'll be Sal Bando. 5-10, another walk off the Bob Miller card, and this just drives a manager nuts. You got a 5-1 lead, just make them hit it somewhere. You don't, you walk them, make it too easy. We're calling it a day for Bob Miller after 8 and a couple batters, and we're going to go straight to our closer. And that is Tom House. Tom House, 6-2 with a 1.92 ERA in 103 innings in 1974. One of the big reasons why this team was so effective of combining the great 73 offense with the great 74 pitching performances of Phil Niekro, Buzz Capra, and Tom House. Just an outstanding card. Short, I mean, House and Buzz Capra, they just didn't have multiple years of excellence like this. But boy, this is like 4-year contract in the carryover thing, and that could really help Atlanta for a while. House comes in the 9th. He will face Mike Hegan with 2 men on and nobody out, and a 4-run lead. Here's the pitch to Mike Hegan. 5-12 is a strikeout. Now you got Gene Tennis. 68 is a pop to first. And with 2 outs, the batter's going to be Dick Green, who came in to play second base after the pinch hitter in the previous inning. Here's the pitch to Dick Green. 5-11, second X, Davy Johnson. He's a 3 second baseman. He makes the play, and that's your ball game. So that was the move for Atlanta. Get Tom House in there after the Miller struggles in the 9th. He does get the save. A 5-1 victory for Atlanta. George Stone, big start for Atlanta, just when they needed it. Helped keep them in contention in their division. Atlanta. George Stone with the win. Tom House with the save. Kenny Holtzman, a tough loss in this one. 4 runs, 3 have earned. 1 was an unearned run. So we'll give you Game 3, the results of Game 3, the deciding and final interleague battle of this year at the end of the video, so stay tuned. All right, baseball fans, here's the box score from Game 2 that you saw. Atlanta winning in Fulton County. George Stone, 7 innings, 6 hits, a run, 2 strikeouts, no walks of the Oakland A's. That is very impressive. They love to take a walk on the wild side, not today. Tom House, fine job collecting a save. 5-1 victory, Oakland punchless offense after 14 runs and 21 hits in Game 1. So what happens in pivotal Game 3, the rubber match, and in the final interleague battle of our season, the Braves go to Oakland. It's Buzz Capra, an interesting matchup versus Don Wilson. Capra is probably the one guy equipped, a righty starter dominating right-handed batters, which Oakland has in abundance, to be successful against the A's. And the A's decided to have some fun and juggle their lineup a little bit. The A's have not lost a series all year. Buzz Capra versus Don Wilson. And this one early, Atlanta is wasting opportunities. Bases loaded second inning, double play Johnny Oates. Bases loaded third inning, double play Dusty Baker. You're really gonna hurt yourself against Oakland if you keep doing that. Bottom of the third inning, the A's get on the board first. Dick Green singles, RBI single by Claudell Washington in there. 1-0. In the fourth inning, they get to Wilson again, but they punch it through. You get a single by Davey Johnson, and Frank Tepedino hits a homer off the Don Wilson card. Then Darrell Evans hits a homer off his own card. Marty Perez and Ralph Garr hit back-to-back doubles. And after 4 innings, Don Wilson's gone. His final line, 4 innings, but it's 10 hits and 4 runs, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Early hook kept the big bad Oakland A's in this thing. It stays 4-1. Top of the 7th, you get an error by Mike Hegan, a sac bunt, an RBI single in there, and it's 5-1. Bottom of the 7th, still hanging with Capra because, again, he dominates righties. So much so that they gave Sal Bando a rest day and went with a left-handed switch-hitting third baseman, Olivares, in this game. Bottom of the 7th, however, you had Mike Hegan single, Gene Tennis walks, then Capra strikes out on Olivares and Dick Green, but then number 9 hitter, Rusty Torres. Who? Rusty Torres. Who do you play for again? I think the White Sox, maybe? No, Cleveland Indians. 74, he hit 187 with 3 homers and 150 at-bats. Well, that's one of them, folks. Hits the 2-out, 3-run homer off of Buzz Capra. This is a 5-4 thriller. Capra pitches a scoreless 8th. Oakland's bullpen kept them afloat after the bad Don Wilson start. Dave Hamilton, 2 scoreless innings. Jim Todd, an unearned run in 2 innings. Raleigh Fingers, 3 up and 3 down in the 9th. Bottom of the 9th inning of a 5-4 game. Again, Oakland has not lost a series all year. Leadoff man is Mike Hegan. He rolls right field X. And Ralph Garr, he doesn't have a defensive replacement. The rosters aren't deep enough for that. He's out in right field, and oh boy, that ball just kicks around all around Ralph. By the time the play's over, Mike Hegan's dusting his pants off at third base with a triple. Runner at third, nobody out for Tom House, the closer. Similar thing in game 2 you saw, having to come to the rescue. He strikes out Gene Tennis. Then pinch hitter Sal Bando rolls fly ball C off the pitcher's card. That's not going to score the run. You need a fly ball B. So the guy's still stuck there with 2 outs. The final batter is Dick Green. He rolls a fly ball B, but the game is over. Tom House secures the save. Gave up the triple off of the defense. Struck out a batter. Buzz Capra, 8 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. Stats look a little worse because of the 3-run homer by Rusty Torres. 2 walks and 7 Ks. And the Atlanta Braves beat Oakland, which means Oakland will not win all their series before the All-Star break, nor will the San Francisco Giants. So it's good to see the big teams finally face a little bit of adversity. Overall, though, doesn't hurt the A's that much. Let's start with them. In the American League West, they're 15-7. I think they play California. And then it's the All-Star break. So they're in really good shape, as you can imagine. And Atlanta gets back to 500. Eerily similar to what Baltimore did, which was get back to 500. 2 similar series. The underdog winning game 3. So thanks for checking this out. Breaking up your Atlanta Braves, winners of 2 out of 3 versus the big bad Oakland A's. We'll see you next time.